Hello and welcome to Mona English Café. You understand the sentence, you know the words, you hear the question clearly. Maybe someone asks you, "What did you do yesterday?" It is a simple question, you know the answer. You did many things yesterday, you worked, you studied, you cooked, you watched a video, you talked to a friend. But when you try to answer in English, something strange happens. Your mind becomes busy, your mouth becomes slow. The sentence does not come out. You think, "Oh, why can I understand English but I cannot speak it?" This is one of the most painful feelings for English learners. You can watch English videos, you can read English comments, you can understand many conversations, you can understand the teacher, you can understand the story, but when someone looks at you and waits for your answer, your English disappears. You may say one small sentence. "I'm fine, it was good. I don't know. Yes, no." But inside your mind, your real answer is much bigger. You wanted to say more, you wanted to explain your idea, you wanted to sound natural, you wanted to join the conversation. Instead, you feel blocked. And after the conversation ends, the answer suddenly comes back. You think, "I should have said this." You remember the words too late. You find the sentence too late. You feel frustrated because you know you are not a beginner in understanding English. So why does speaking feel so different? Here is the truth. Understanding English and speaking English are connected, but they are not the same skill. Understanding is receiving, speaking is producing. Understanding means English comes into your mind. Speaking means English must come out of your mind through your mouth. That is a different kind of training. If you only listen and read, your brain becomes good at recognizing English. But if you do not speak enough, your brain may not be ready to produce English quickly. That is why you can understand but still freeze. This does not mean you are lazy. It does not mean your English is bad. It does not mean you will never speak fluently. It means your speaking system needs training. And if you stay until the end, I will show you a simple method called the answer ladder. It will help you move from silent understanding to short answers, then to longer natural speaking. You do not need to force yourself to speak perfectly. You need to train your brain to answer step by step. Let's begin. Many learners feel confused because they think, "If I understand English, I should be able to speak English." That sounds logical, but it is not always true. Think about music. You can listen to a song and enjoy it. You can recognize the melody. You can know when the singer sounds good. But does that mean you can sing the song perfectly? No. Listening to music and singing music are different skills. English works the same way. You can understand a sentence when someone says it, but speaking your own sentence needs more work. When you listen, the sentence is already built. Someone else chose the words. Someone else chose the grammar. Someone else controlled the speed. Your job is to understand. But when you speak, you must build the sentence yourself. You must choose the words. You must choose the grammar. You must pronounce the words. You must control your speed. You must answer while another person is waiting. That is much harder. This is why listening can feel comfortable, but speaking can feel stressful. When you watch a video, you can pause, you can replay, you can read subtitles, you can relax. But in a real conversation, the moment moves fast. You cannot pause the other person. You cannot ask life to wait while you build the perfect sentence. So your brain feels pressure. This pressure makes speaking harder. You may understand the question, "What do you think about this idea?" But to answer, your brain must quickly decide, "What is my opinion? Which words do I need? Should I use present tense or past tense? How do I start? What if I make a mistake? What if they do not understand me?" This is too much work at once, so the answer becomes small. You say, "It is good." Not because you have no idea, not because you do not know English, but because your speaking system is overloaded. The first step is to stop blaming yourself. Your understanding is real, your knowledge is real, but speaking needs active practice. A word you understand is not always a word you can use. A grammar rule you recognize is not always a grammar rule you can say quickly. A phrase you hear often is not always a phrase your mouth can produce. This is normal. The solution is not only study more. The solution is to change passive English into active English. Passive English means you understand it. Active English means you can use it. Today, we are going to build active English. Imagine you have a large library. There are many books inside, but the books are not organized. Some books are on the floor. Some books are behind boxes. Some books have no labels. If someone says, "Do you have a book about travel?" you may say, "Yes, I think so." But can you find it quickly? Maybe not. Your English can feel like that. The words are inside your mind. The grammar is inside your mind. The phrases are inside your mind, but they are stored for recognition, not for quick speaking. Recognition means you see or hear something and think, "I know that." For example, when you hear, "I'm looking forward to it," you understand it, but when you need to say the same idea, maybe you say, "I am happy about this thing." You understood the natural phrase, but you did not use it. That means the phrase is passive. It is in your library, but it is not on the speaking shelf yet. Speaking needs fast access. You need phrases that are close to your mouth. You need common sentence starters. You need easy answers. You need familiar patterns. For example, if someone asks, "How was your day?" a learner may understand the question but freeze because the answer feels too open. There are too many possible answers. So prepare a simple pattern. "It was good, but a little busy." Then add one detail, "I had a lot of work." Now you can say, "It was good, but a little busy. I had a lot of work." This is simple, but it moves, and movement is important. Speaking fluency begins when your answer starts moving. You do not need a perfect answer at first. You need an answer that can begin. Many learners wait for the full sentence before they speak. They think silently. They try to prepare the whole answer, but this creates pressure. Instead, start with a simple sentence. Then add more, for example, "I agree." Then, "I agree because it sounds useful." Then, "I agree because it sounds useful, especially for beginners." This is how active English grows, not by waiting for perfect sentences, by building small answers that can expand. Your brain already has English. Now we need to move it closer to speaking. Many learners speak better alone than with people. Maybe this happens to you. When you are alone, you can say sentences. You can repeat phrases. You can read out loud. You can talk to yourself. But when another person is in front of you, your English becomes weaker. Why? Because pressure changes everything. When someone is waiting, your brain feels watched. You start thinking about mistakes. You worry about pronunciation. You worry about grammar. You worry that your answer is too simple. You worry that the other person will judge you. This worry takes energy away from speaking. Your brain cannot do everything at once. It cannot manage fear, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and confidence perfectly at the same time, so it protects you. It chooses silence, or it chooses a very short sentence. This is why you may understand English but still cannot speak when the moment feels real. Your English knowledge is there, but pressure blocks the path. Think of a door. Behind the door, there are words, there are sentences, there are ideas, But when fear comes, the door becomes heavy. You push, but it does not open quickly. The solution is not to hate yourself. The solution is to make speaking feel safer. How? Start with shorter answers. Use simple phrases. Accept small mistakes. Practice common questions before real conversations. Speak slowly. Do not force advanced vocabulary. Give yourself permission to answer with one clear sentence first. For example, if someone asks, "What do you think?" do not try to create a perfect opinion immediately. Start with, "I think it is a good idea." Then add, "because it is simple." Then add, "and people can understand it easily." Now your answer becomes, "I think it is a good idea because it is simple and people can understand it easily." This is not complicated, but it is clear. And clear English is better than silent English. Pressure becomes smaller when you have a starting point. That is why prepared sentence starters are powerful. They give your brain a safe place to begin. One reason learners freeze is that they do not know how to start. The first few words are often the hardest. Once you start, the rest becomes easier. So instead of memorizing only vocabulary, memorize speaking starters. A speaking starter is a simple phrase that opens the door. For opinions, use, "I think," "in my opinion," "for me," "the way I see it." For uncertainty, use, "I'm not sure but," "I think so but," "maybe," "it depends." For explaining, use, "what I mean is," "the reason is," for example, "let me explain." For needing time, use, "let me think for a second," "that's a good question," "I need a moment to think," "I'm trying to find the right words." These phrases are powerful because they help you begin. You do not need to build the whole sentence before speaking. You only need to open the door. For example, someone asks, "Why do you want to improve your English?" You may freeze because the answer feels big. Use a starter, "the reason is." Now continue, "The reason is I want to speak more confidently at work." That is enough. Someone asks, "Do you like living here?" Use, "for me." For me, it is a good place because it is quiet and convenient. Someone asks, "What do you think about online learning?" Use, "I'm not sure, but." "I'm not sure, but I think it can help if you have a good routine." Now you are speaking. This is how fluency begins, not with perfect grammar, not with advanced words, with a safe beginning. The first words reduce pressure. They tell your brain, "We have started, now continue." This is why speaking starters should be practiced out loud. Do not only read them, say them, repeat them. Use them with many topics. For example, I think this is useful. I think English is important. I think daily practice helps. I think speaking is difficult at first. The phrase becomes familiar. Then in a real conversation, it comes faster. You are not memorizing a full answer. You are training your mouth to begin. Many learners wait too long to speak because they think their English is not good enough yet. They say, "I will speak when my grammar is better." "I will speak when I know more words." "I will speak when I sound natural." "I will speak when I stop making mistakes." But this creates a trap. You need speaking practice to become better at speaking. If you wait until you are perfect, you may wait forever. Speaking improves through speaking, not through silence. Of course, studying helps, listening helps, reading helps, grammar helps, vocabulary helps. But none of these can replace speaking. You must use the English you already have, even if it is simple, even if it is slow, even if it is not perfect. Simple English can still communicate real ideas. For example, you may want to say, "I am currently experiencing some hesitation because I am not fully confident in my ability to express complex thoughts in English." That is too much. Say it simply. I feel nervous because I cannot explain my ideas clearly yet. This is good English. Clear, natural, honest. You may want to say something advanced, but your mouth cannot find the words. Use simple English first, then improve it later. For example, simple, I like this idea. Better, I like this idea because it is easy to follow. Even better, I like this idea because it is easy to follow and it can help beginners feel less confused. This is how you grow. Start simple. Add one reason, add one example, add one feeling. You do not need to sound impressive. You need to be understood. Many learners think simple English makes them look weak, but silence is weaker than simple English. A clear, simple answer is a win. A short sentence is a start. A small answer is progress. Do not wait for advanced English. Use simple English and build from there. English is not only in the brain, English is also in the mouth. This is something many learners forget. You may understand a word when you hear it. You may know how it looks. You may know the meaning. But if your mouth has not said it many times, it may feel strange when you speak. Speaking is physical. Your lips move, your tongue moves, your jaw moves, your breath moves, your voice moves. If your mouth is not trained, the words may feel heavy. This is why you can understand a sentence but struggle to say it smoothly. Your brain understands, but your mouth is not ready. For example, say this sentence, I'm trying to speak more confidently. Maybe you understand every word, but can you say it smoothly? Can you say it without stopping? Can you say it naturally? That takes practice. Try another sentence. I understand English, but I need more speaking practice. This sentence is simple, but it is useful. Say it slowly. Then say it again. Then say it with a little more confidence. The goal is not to read perfectly. The goal is to make your mouth familiar with useful English. Many learners only practice silently. They read in their head, they translate in their head, they answer in their head. But speaking does not happen in the head only. You need voice practice. Even 5 minutes a day can help. Choose 3 useful sentences. Say them out loud. For example, I'm not sure, but I think. Can you say that again, please? I understand the question, but I need a moment to answer. These are real speaking sentences. They help you survive real conversations. If your mouth practices them often, they become easier. The mouth learns through repetition. Not silent repetition, spoken repetition. That is why reading out loud is useful, but answering out loud is even better. Do not only repeat the sentence. Use it, ask yourself a question, then answer with your voice. Question: why are you learning English? Answer: I'm learning English because I want to speak more confidently. Now you are training speaking, not only reading. Many learners collect words, they learn vocabulary, they write lists, they save phrases. But real conversations are not word lists. People do not ask you, say 5 words about your day. They ask, how was your day? What do you think? Why did you choose that? What happened? Can you explain? So you need to practice answers. An answer is different from a word. A word is small. An answer has structure. For example, the word is busy. But the answer is, my day was busy because I had a lot of work. The word is nervous. The answer is, I feel nervous when I have to speak English quickly. The word is improve. The answer is, I want to improve my English because I need it for work. If you practice only words, you may understand words. If you practice answers, you prepare for conversation. Here is a simple answer shape answer. Reason, example, let's try, question, do you like learning English? Answer, yes, I do. Reason, because it helps me communicate with more people. Example, for example, I can watch videos and understand more conversations. Full answer, yes, I do because it helps me communicate with more people. For example, I can watch videos and understand more conversations. This is strong, not too advanced, not too basic, clear and natural. Now another question, why is speaking English difficult? Answer, speaking English is difficult for me. Reason, because I need to think quickly. Example, for example, when someone asks me a question, I know the answer, but I cannot say it fast. Full answer, speaking English is difficult for me because I need to think quickly. For example, when someone asks me a question, I know the answer, but I cannot say it fast. This kind of practice builds fluency. You are not memorizing random sentences. You are learning how to build answers. A fluent speaker does not always know the perfect sentence before speaking. A fluent speaker knows how to build one. That is the skill you need. Now let's talk about the method I promised at the beginning. It is called the answer ladder. The answer ladder helps you move from silence to speaking step by step. Many learners try to jump from silence to a long, perfect answer. That is too hard. Instead, climb the ladder. There are 4 steps. Step 1, short answer. Step 2, reason. Step 3, example. Step 4, personal feeling or final thought. Let's use a simple question. Do you like speaking English? Step 1, short answer. Yes, I do. Step 2, reason. Yes, I do because it helps me communicate. Step 3, example. Yes, I do because it helps me communicate. For example, I can talk to more people online. Step 4, personal feeling. Yes, I do because it helps me communicate. For example, I can talk to more people online. I still feel nervous sometimes, but I want to improve. Now the answer sounds complete. You did not create it all at once. You climbed. Let's try another question. Why can you understand English but not speak it? Step 1, because speaking is harder. Step 2, because speaking is harder than listening. Step 3, because when I listen, I only need to understand, but when I speak, I need to build the sentence myself. Step 4, that is why I need more active speaking practice. Full answer, speaking is harder than listening because when I listen, I only need to understand, but when I speak, I need to build the sentence myself. That is why I need more active speaking practice. And this answer is clear and useful. Now another example. How was your weekend? Step 1, it was good. Step 2, it was good because I had time to rest. Step 3, I stayed home, watched a movie, and practiced English. Step 4, I felt relaxed and ready for a new week. Full answer, it was good because I had time to rest. I stayed home, watched a movie, and practiced English. I felt relaxed and ready for a new week. This is natural. You can use the answer ladder every day. Take one question, answer with one short sentence. Add a reason, add an example, add one feeling or final thought. This trains your brain to expand answers, and when your brain knows how to expand answers, speaking becomes easier. Freezing happens when your brain feels too much pressure. You need a plan for that moment, not a complicated plan. A simple one. When someone asks you a question and your mind goes blank, do not panic. Use a time phrase, say, "Let me think for a second. That's a good question. I need a moment. I'm trying to explain it simply." These phrases do 2 things. They give you time, they keep the conversation alive. Without them, silence feels uncomfortable. With them, silence becomes normal thinking time. For example, person A, what do you think about this idea? You, that's a good question. I think it is useful, but it needs more detail. Good. You gave yourself time, then you answered. Another example, person A, why did you choose this course? You, let me think for a second. I chose it because I want to improve my speaking. Good, you did not freeze, you used a phrase. Now, if you forget a word, do not stop completely. Explain around the word. Say, I don't remember the exact word, but it is something you use when. It means. It is similar to. For example, if you forget appointment, say, I don't remember the exact word, but it means a planned meeting with a doctor. The other person may say, appointment. Then you can say, yes, appointment. This is not failure, this is communication. Good speakers do this too. They explain, they restart, they correct themselves, they continue. You can also use repair phrases. What I mean is. Let me say that again. I mean, sorry, I said that wrong. For example, I have 25 years. Sorry, I mean, I am 25 years old. That is fine, you corrected yourself. The conversation continued. Fluency does not mean you never make mistakes. Fluency means you know how to continue after a mistake. That is a powerful skill. Many learners say, I do not have anyone to speak English with. That can be difficult, but it does not mean you cannot practice speaking. You can practice speaking alone. The key is to make the practice active. Do not only repeat sentences. Answer questions. Describe your day. Explain your opinion. Tell small stories. Here is a simple daily routine. First, choose one question. For example, what did I do today? Second, answer with the answer ladder. Short answer, I worked today. Reason, I worked today because I had many tasks. Example, I answered emails, joined a meeting, and finished a report. Feeling, I felt tired, but I was happy that I finished everything. Full answer, I worked today because I had many tasks. I answered emails, joined a meeting, and finished a report. I felt tired, but I was happy that I finished everything. This is real speaking practice. Now choose another question. What do I want to improve? Answer, I want to improve my speaking because I understand English, but I cannot always answer quickly. For example, when someone asks me a question, I need time to find the words. I want to become more confident step by step. Excellent, you are training the exact skill you need. You can also record yourself. Do not record to judge yourself harshly, record to notice. Listen and ask, did I answer the question? Was my sentence clear? Did I stop too much? Can I say it better one more time? Then repeat the answer. The second time will usually be better. This is how speaking improves. First attempt. Notice, repeat, improve. You can do this in 5 minutes. One question, one answer, one repeat, every day. Small speaking practice is better than silent studying only. If you do this for 30 days, your mouth will become more familiar with English. Your answers will come faster. Your confidence will grow. Speaking fluency is not created one word at a time. It is created with patterns. A pattern is a sentence shape you can use many times. For example, I think, I feel, I need, I want to, I'm trying to, it helps me. The reason is, one problem is, for example, these patterns are simple, but they are powerful. They help you build sentences quickly. Let's use one pattern, I'm trying to. I'm trying to improve my speaking. I'm trying to answer faster. I'm trying to use English every day. I'm trying to stop translating in my head. Now use another pattern. One problem is I get nervous. One problem is I forget words. One problem is I understand the question, but I cannot answer quickly. One problem is I wait too long before speaking. Now another, the reason is I need more practice. The reason is that speaking needs active training. The reason is I feel pressure in conversations. Patterns make speaking faster because your brain does not start from zero. You already have the shape. You only change the idea. This is how many native speakers speak naturally. They do not build every sentence from nothing. They use common patterns. You can do the same. Choose 10 patterns and practice them until they feel automatic. For example, I think. I'm not sure, but the reason is, for example, what I mean is. I feel, I need. I want to, it depends on. That makes sense because. These patterns can help in many conversations. They are like roads. Your ideas can travel on them. Without patterns, every sentence feels like a mountain. With patterns, speaking becomes a path. Many learners want to speak fast. They think fast speaking means fluent speaking. But speaking fast with confusion is not fluency. The first goal is control. Can you answer clearly? Can you say one complete sentence? Can you connect two ideas? Can you explain your reason? Can you continue after a mistake? That is control. Speed comes later. If you try to speak too fast too early, you may panic, your grammar breaks, your words disappear, your pronunciation becomes unclear, then you feel worse. Instead, speak at a calm speed. Give your brain time, use short sentences, pause naturally. For example, I understand English when I listen. Pause, but speaking is harder for me. Pause, I need more practice building my own sentences. This is clear, you do not need to rush. A calm speaker sounds more confident than a fast, confused speaker. When you practice, do not ask, how fast can I speak? Ask, can I explain this clearly? Clarity first, speed second. Confidence grows when you can control your answer. Start with easy topics: your day, your work, your family, your routine, your goals, your feelings, your opinion. Do not start with difficult debates. Build control with simple topics first. For example, my day was busy. I had a meeting. I cooked dinner. I practiced English. I felt tired, but I was proud. These sentences are not advanced, but they are useful. When simple topics become easier, move to deeper topics. Why do you study English? What is difficult for you? What helps you improve? What do you want in the future? Step by step, your speaking becomes stronger. Now let's make this practical. For the next 7 days, do not only listen to English. Do not only read English. Train active speaking. Here is a simple plan. Day 1, answer daily questions. Ask yourself, how was my day? Answer using 3 sentences. Day 2, practice opinion starters. Use, I think, in my opinion, for me. Make 5 short answers. Day 3, practice reason sentences. Use, because, the reason is, this helps me because. Day 4, practice examples. Use, for example. One example is, like when. Day 5, practice repair phrases. Use, what I mean is. Let me say that again. I don't remember the exact word, but. Day 6, describe a small story. Talk about yesterday. Use past tense. I went. I saw. I felt. I learned. Day 7, record yourself answering one question. Listen, improve one sentence. Record again. This plan is simple, but it trains speaking. It helps you change English from something you understand into something you can use. You do not need 1 hour. 10 minutes is enough, but the practice must be active. Your mouth must speak. Your brain must build answers. Your voice must be heard using English. This is how confidence grows, not from waiting, from doing, not from perfect grammar, from repeated clear answers, not from silent understanding, from spoken English. Before we finish, I want you to remember something. You are not broken. Your English is not gone. Your brain is not empty. If you understand English but cannot speak it yet, it means your passive English is stronger than your active English. That can change. The English you understand can become the English you speak, but it needs a bridge. That bridge is active practice. Short answers, speaking starters, simple patterns, daily questions, calm speed, repair phrases, voice practice. The answer ladder. Every time you answer out loud, you build the bridge. Every time you use a phrase, the bridge becomes stronger. Every time you continue after a mistake, the bridge becomes safer. One day, someone will ask you a question in English. Maybe your heart will still beat fast. Maybe you will still pause, but this time you will not feel completely lost. You will say, "Let me think for a second." Then you will start, "I think." The reason is, for example, and your answer will move. Maybe it will be simple, maybe it will not be perfect, but it will be yours. That is progress. Real fluency is not a perfect performance. It is the ability to keep going, to explain, to ask, to answer, to repair, to continue. So do not say, "I understand English, but I cannot speak it." Say, "I understand English and now I am training myself to speak it." That small change matters. You are not starting from zero. You already understand. Now you are building the speaking side, step by step, sentence by sentence, answer by answer. Your mouth can learn what your mind already knows. Your voice can catch up with your understanding. And the English that feels trapped inside you today can become the English you speak with calm confidence tomorrow. If this lesson helped you today, please subscribe to Mona English Café and turn on the bell so you never miss your daily English dose. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like so I know you want more lessons like this, and leave a comment below telling me what English topic, real-life situation, or speaking struggle you want Mona to talk about next. Your idea could become the next video. Keep going, keep practicing, and remember, your English can grow step by step. See you in the next lesson.